Alright guys, welcome back to another Total War 2 online battle, and today we're looking at a match between me playing as the Ardaei and my opponent playing as Baktria. Now, my opponent, he brought a quite interesting Bactrian build, notably how many chevrons he had in the Syrian archers. And let's go with what my build is. I brought a 4 slave javelin men, which Ardaei doesn't have very good ranged options. However, slave javelin do have 32 missile damage, which is much better than you can say for their slingers. Same as peltasts, so you don't always need to bring peltasts instead of slave javelin, so you can save some money. 4 mercenary axe warriors, 2 Illyrian raiders. How many Illyrian noble hoplites? I think just 1, 2, 3, 4 Illyrian noble hoplites, including my general, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 regular Illyrian hoplites. And I didn't bring any cav because honestly, I think Illyrian cav is just so bad to the point where you're better off not bringing it. They're much like the Lusitani in that aspect. However, the Lusitani at least have very good, obviously have Balearic slingers. The Ardaei basically don't have that. Now my opponent, he brought 3 Syrian archers, and 2 of them have 3 bronze chevrons, and one of them has a blue silver, I guess it's silver chevron. That was not worth the cost, dude. No, it was not. And then he brought, I believe, 2 or 3 pikemen, 2 or 3 thorax swordsmen, and I think 5 Bactrian noble horse, maybe 4. I mean, this was just not a very good build. Maybe he was doing a test or something, but you almost net, if you are going to chevron a unit this much, don't make it a ranged unit, because chevrons more help out with a unit in melee. So again, for ranged units, yeah, it does increase your shots per minute, but look, I mean, he has a silver chevron on it. It looks like it's still on 8. It looks like maybe not even quite 8. And basically now the rest of his build is suffering, and as a result, he more or less got stepped on. Now basically my plan here is pretty simple after I saw this army, is that I'm quite literally just going to march up my line, surround it with my units, and just use my slave javelins to take out the pikemen. Because I was not worried at all for this match. And this match I just want to do because it's always pretty cool to have fun with the Ardaei and actually win a match with them. And I also want to show you that I actually have another battle going to come out pretty within the same day as this one. It shows it's a match between my opponent playing as Rome and me playing as the Aravasi. And the thing is, this isn't Shogun 2. Having very few elite units, and by that I mean like having your army just be a small amount of elite units, isn't always better than having a larger amount of medium to low tier units. Because if you get surrounded, you're pretty much dead. And as you can see, Syrian archers are taking some damage there, and it does not help them against other ranged units at all. They're still just as vulnerable. Now my slave javelin men actually do get a decent amount of kills. I notice he has another Bactrian noble horse around here, and I'm just going to stave him off with some of my melee infantry. Since I know that, oh, I didn't know that. Bactrian noble horse and Bactrian noble cavalry are actually different units. Ugh. So I believe he brought in 3 Bactrian noble horse and then 3 Bactrian noble cavalry then. Ugh. So as you can see here, I've engaged his pikemen, and due to the fact that as you can see some of my Illyrian hoplites get around the side, I'm using my slave javelin to fire in his pikemen. I left a little gap there so that my slave javelin weren't throwing all the way in the back of my Illyrian hoplites. And as you can see now that this pike formation is starting to run a bit thin, my Illyrian hoplites can kind of get in there. This second unit here is it's getting some kills, but a couple of my Illyrian hoplites are getting through. My general here engages a thorax swordsman, and do not underestimate hoplite wall. Hoplite wall can mean the difference between a hoplite unit getting slaughtered or a hoplite unit slaughtering the other unit. And over here he's just bringing around some of his cav. He staves off most of my slave javelin, however for the most part they're more or less starting to run out of ammo. Now, my mercenary peltasts do get caught a bit, however I do break them free, and since I know since I have such an infantry bonus over my infantry, over my opponent. I know I can leave some of my units behind to stave off his cavalry. As you can see here, I have an Illyrian Noble Hoplite winning against a Thorax Swordsman. But to be fair, I think in the straight up fight anyway, the Illyrian Noble Hoplite would win. Since the only advantage the Thorax Swordsman have is in weapon damage, which is only 4. Otherwise, the Illyrian Hoplites either have the same or better. And I gotta say, Illyrian Hoplites and Illyrian Noble Hoplites are pretty cool units. Illyrian Hoplites kind of have really crappy weapon damage. I guess it's kind of to balance them a bit, but I mean, they're still very good units at 105 armor. And a Hoplite Phalanx, which I did not put them in, they can still cause a lot of damage. Now over here, I got surround his Bactrian Royal Cav and his Thorax Swordsman. I catch one of his Bactrian Noble Horse. Another one of his Bactrian Royal Cav are coming around. However, since I kept some of my Axe Warriors and the Hoplites in the rear, because I can't afford to do that since he didn't have very many infantry, he's trying to get back charges into my line. However, I can just use my Slave Javelin as cannon fodder. Basically, at this point, I know, alright, I've won. And really, he just needed more units. I'm just going to ignore what units he brought. He just didn't bring enough. Because if you're outnumbered by such a massive amount, it really doesn't matter at that point what you bring. And I don't care if these were 4 Praetorian Guards, my army still would have beaten it. Praetorian Guards with maxed out chevrons still would have beaten them. Still would have been beaten. As you see now, these Thorax Swordsmen are just getting destroyed at this point with my Axe Warriors and my Hoplites. My opponent did do the good gestured thing here. And I gotta say, I was very happy he did this because it was a very good gestured thing to do. Where if you're down to just like range units and your opponent just doesn't have cav to chase them around, at that point you've lost the battle. Don't just run away, because that's kind of a jerk thing to do. He was kind, and he said GG, good army composition, and he left. You know, I gotta say, he was very well mannered before the match. He said good luck, have fun, so it's not like he was trying to do a troll build or anything. No, maybe he was just experimenting with the effects that chevrons have. And if he was, and I say, I still think you could have done this a bit better. Maybe you do more chevrons on maybe the chevrons on the Thorax Swordsman would have made the difference instead of putting it on the Syrian archers. And actually, Peltas units, if anything, are going to be the range units you want to have chevrons, since you can actually eventually use them for some okay melee abilities. Now, at this point, I know I'm just wrapping up the last of his cav and this last Thorax Swordsman. All in all, I gotta say, don't underestimate the Ardaei, because a person who knows what to do with the Ardaei, which more or less means don't bring any Illyrian cav, unless it's unless you're maybe facing the Lusitani, who you may have a cav, same level cav as them. I think Scutari cav might be a bit better. Not to say Syrian archers isn't gonna make kills, because 77. 80, oh wait, that's 126, 58. He got quite a few kills with those Syrian archers, but did they make up for their cost? Not even close. As you see, some of my Peltas caught them in there. He decided to leave. Close victory. And this is more of a learning battle than me showing off my mad skills. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something today. And I gotta say, the Ardei's emblem looks really cool. What is that? That's be like their a sword or something? I don't know. They're just pirates. So guys, I'll catch you all later today with another battle. Alright? Peace!